Colton Sons with Palmetto State Armory. Today we're over at our production facility where our AKs are made, and we'd like to talk a little more about headspacing. We'll call this our Headspacing 102 video. For those of you not familiar with our Headspacing 101, click on that link and check that video out first. It gets a little more technical on the theory behind it. Today we're going to show you more of a practical application of it as it applies to your rifle.
It's going to be hard to write like this. One issue or question we've seen come up recently: how do I know that my rifle's headspaced properly? More specifically, we had an example where a customer took his to an independent gunsmith. The gunsmith checked it and said, oh, this rifle's too tight. And what we're here to show you today is that it's not. If it closes on a go, that means it closes on the minimum threshold of what is allowable per SAMI or CIP, depending on what caliber you have. And what that shows is the rifle is safe. Now, what you don't want to do is have to charge the rifle and hammer the gauge into battery. But as long as you can take and set the bolt and set the gauge into the chamber and get it to close into lockup with hand pressure, the rifle's fine. And as you see with this rifle today, a brand new one, we set them very tight, where it is tight on that go gauge, but it will still safely close. We do that to ensure maximum lifetime of your rifle. Here we have our go gauge that we will check this with, and here we have our no-go. Here at PSA, we use Pacific Tooling Gauge, PTG gauges. They are the industry standard, and in our opinion, they're the best you can get. When you buy a set at home, if you want to check your own headspace, they are available to you in a go, a no-go, and a field. A go is a 1, a no-go is a 7, and a field is an 11. Here, when we set our headspace, we use a 4 as a no-go. Basically, it means we hold ourselves to a tighter, higher standard. When you get a rifle, that means it will close on a 1, not on a 4. If you buy them at home, your no will be a 7. So here we have our two rifles. One is broken in, one is brand new off the production floor. It has just seen a test fire cycle, and that is it. So we'll start with our go gauge. Again, go being the minimum, number 1. So what we're going to check that with, we're going to set it under the extractor, forward of the ejector. It closes, goes into battery, no problem. Next we have our no-go gauge, which for you at home will be a 7. In our production we set it at a 4. Under extractor, forward of ejector. Even with what would be considered excessive force, it will not go into battery. This rifle is holding its headspace very well. Why that's important, as you saw, our go and our no-go are 1 and our 4, your 7. Why that's important is the go is considered the minimum threshold. It can't be smaller than that, meaning it has to at least close on this to safely close on a cartridge. Same with our 7, we don't want it to close on that, meaning it can't be larger than that. That defines the maximum threshold. And what we just saw on our rifle that's broken in, she closes on a 1, she still does not close on what is considered a no-go, even for a brand new rifle. So that means this rifle is holding its headspace very well. So now we'll move on to our brand new rifle. I'm going to set our bolt where it is forward of our ejector. Snap our gauge in under the extractor, forward of the ejector. Now, closes on a 1, that is our go gauge. As you see, it's a little tight, but we set it where it will close, and that is set where you get maximum life out of your rifle. And as before, our no-go. Even with excessive force, does not close on that no-go. So feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. We have a users group called Palmetto State Armory AK Owners Group. If you got any questions about head spacing, production, really anything AK related, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to get back to you and answer your questions, any of them that you may have. And remember, our rifles are covered by a 100% full lifetime warranty.